Hi guys, so we're going to go ahead and move on to a new unit. It's called Conic sections. So we're going to be talking about circles, parabolas, hyperbolas, maybe some more, I don't know yet, but for sure those three. So today we're going to be talking about circles. Here we go. The essential equation is how do we write the equation of a circle and graph that circle. So we're going to be writing equations and graphing today, and probably for the next week or so, depending on how many of the conic sections that we decide to do. So there you go. I'm going to write the equation of a circle first. So centered at AB, so the point AB, centered at the point AB, and with radius R is given by x minus a squared plus y minus b squared equals r squared. Okay? So I know, I'm just going to say this right now, know this equation. Know it. Learn it. Memorize it. Okay? You need to know this equation. By the time we get done, you'll know it, but I'm just telling you now, you need to know this equation. Okay? X minus a squared. Notice in my center of my circle, I'm going to point out a few things that will help you. The center of my circle, which is the x value in my point, goes with the x. The b, that is the y value in the center of my circle, goes with the y. Okay, and equals r squared. Not too difficult. Hopefully you can understand, and you will be able to remember this. So now we're going to write this out. It says use the information provided to write the standard form equation for each circle. So now I'm just going to use that equation. I'm going to try and keep it on the screen here for a little bit. I think I got all, for all four problems, I've got the equation on there. So it says center 0, 0. So I've got A and B and radius 8. So that's my R. So I know what A, B, and R are, and I'm just going to substitute them in. I'm just going to substitute them into my equation where A, B, and R are. So I've got X minus 0 squared plus Y minus 0 squared equals 8 squared. Okay? Now I need to simplify that. So X minus 0 is just X squared plus y minus 0 is just y squared equals 64. And that's my answer right there. Okay, so we're going to do it again on the next one. Very similar question. So x minus 0 squared plus y minus 0 squared equals the square root of 17 squared. So again, I get x squared plus y squared equals, this time the square root of 17 squared is just 17, because remember a square and does a square root. So there is my answer. Okay, now we're going to get a little bit harder because look, my a and my b are different now. They're not 0. So I have a, b, and c here. So they're a little bit different. So I'm going to still do what I did and just substitute them in. So I've got x minus a negative 4 squared plus y minus 3 squared equals 3 square root of 2 squared. So now I'm going to simplify it. And x minus a minus is, this becomes a what? Plus. Good. So that's x plus 4 squared plus y minus 3 squared. Now the hard part, when you're putting this into your calculator, make sure that you're putting it in with the parentheses. So you're going to parentheses 3 squared of 3 squared, because all parts need to be squared. So 3 squared is 9, And square root of 2 squared is 2. And 9 times 2 is 18. So there's your answer there. Okay, I'm going to just pause and let you think about that for a second. Okay, we're doing okay so far? Okay, awesome. And then we're going to go ahead on to our last equation. Plug in the battery here. So I've got A and B and R. And I don't know why I put C there. So weird. Okay, having a rough day. R. So I'm going to say x minus 5 squared plus y minus 6 squared equals 10 squared. Or x minus 5 squared plus y minus 6 squared equals 100. Awesome. So before I close this one out, I just want to highlight a few things. Notice if my my A value or my B value, it doesn't matter which one, is negative, it goes into my equation as a positive. Great. And if it's if my point it's positive, it goes in as a negative. Good. So we're switching signs when it goes into the equation. I want to point that out. So it should make it a little bit easier. If you have any questions, just go ahead and message me or bring it up in the discussion. We're going to go ahead and close this out, have you guys practice a few, and then we'll be back to do the next little section. See you in a few. Bye.